What up, Stock Dads? How's everybody doing this evening? Another show
So,
brought to you by your host, Penny Slayer, and my man Fuzz. And man, do we have some opportunity for you in this market to understand what's happening. Fuzz, tell us more about what we need to be knowing about this Philly curse on the markets, my guy, because listen, I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos regarding this, right? A lot of things are happening, a lot of questions, and people even flipping sides in Philly, which I was beside myself. I said, okay, if I'm a Philly fan, right, and my Phillies are in the World Series, I don't give a shit about the markets. Knock those home runs, baby. But no, there's actually Philly fans that are saying, whoa, 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 guys, let the Astros take this one. Let them take it. Which I think is hilarious.
yeah, it's pretty bad when your own fan base is like, maybe not.
It's amazing.
Let's not do this.
Downright amazing. And listen, I'm repping the home team, right? So I'm from
That's
Houston.
right.
I'm a Texas boy. And so
Yeah.
listen, I gotta have the Astros pinstripes because we swept the Yankees. You're welcome, by the way. The America, you're welcome. You know what I mean? Like, let's be real.
You're welcome.
Nobody is tired of seeing the Yankees and that big 6'9" monster at the plate. Listen, pretty soon Judge is gonna go somewhere else for a lot more money. I don't know if the Astros can afford him. But man, this guy's
Probably
a
not.
giant at the plate. But talk to me, what is happening with this Phillies curse that we need to know about?
It's kind of funny that you say that. The Astros, they were doing so well. They hadn't lost a single game during the off season until that little spiel on what was that, Friday night, where they got a little bit tapped there. But that was a pretty good game. That was a pretty wild ride.
We ran out
Not
of
gonna
trash
lie.
cans, Buzz. We ran
Yeah.
out. It's fine.
Yeah, I understand. As a Braves fan, I definitely understand how that goes.
If you're not cheating, you're not trying.
I don't know. I probably wouldn't go that far, but yeah. Okay, so the Phillies, is it a bad omen? Thunder and lightning, thunder and lightning. So since like 1929, the first time that they were known as the Philadelphia A's at that point, and when they won that World Series back in 1929, a couple of weeks afterwards, there was the Wall Street crash on Black Monday on probably about 2 or 3 weeks after that World Series. And then after they changed their name and they became the Philadelphia Phillies, which is what they're known for now. They won it back again back in 1980. And after they won the series in 1980, there was a recession, and that was like it started. The recession technically started like a few months before the next season started. So, let alone the World Series got underway. So it's kind of like an in between phase. So you can count that one, arguably. And then, of course, back in 2008, the Phillies won, and we all know that one to be known as the Great Recession, the Great Financial Crisis during that whole situation that we all know very, very well. So yeah, it's kind of like oh crap. So if the Phillies win yet again, are we going to have another recession just as worse? Of course, we're not trying to clickbait you or anything, but that's just the statistic. Every single time that the Philadelphia team has been able to win the World Series, there's been some kind of disruption within the financial market. So, of course, it definitely makes it fun and interesting, discussion. But
Well,
I don't think anyone in the trading world out there is taking it to heart. It's just fun and
I'll tell you
silly
what.
to kind of
If you
discuss.
are a little bit superstitious, the Astros are taking all bandwagoners. Come on over. It's safe over here,
It's
right?
safe. It's safe in Houston.
The Astros love new fans, right? Bring it on
Right.
over. We will be what? Can you call us America's team after sweeping the Yankees like we did? Can we be like the Cowboys of baseball? I don't think we want that, but
You went there.
Damn good. We are pretty damn good over here at the Astros. and we're probably going to be good for a long time. We've got a couple of old guys,
Yeah, I
right?
got a
That
good.
are
Yeah,
sneaking out, but we've got a long history of doing the right moves. I mean, Astros, Rockets. We do the
the
right move.
Rockets.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
no. I think Houston's sitting pretty good for a good bit, as long as everybody remains healthy, of course. But yeah, and just to brag, that's what Atlanta's trying to do at least. So we'll keep it going, of course. So yeah, if even if it wasn't, uh, you know, even if whoever was gone there, I think I would have either way gone for the Astros to win, just because it was a good series against the Braves last season. So I
right.
kind of go for them. They kind of won me over a little bit just because they play really, really well but they play really good baseball. So
Well, stocks have exploded of recent, right? And I mean, the S&P 500 is back above this 38, 3,900 range. Tech is not doing very good at all, right? I think overall the tech sector is just getting beat up, right? The earnings was just a complete disaster, right? We're talking about Google, Microsoft, Texas
yeah, they've all been.
Instruments. On Tuesday, I mean, everything just failed for tech. I mean, even Meta and Amazon failed to deliver. And so the saving grace in that whole spectrum was Apple, which became Friday's safe haven to trade, if you will. And
Yeah.
so, looking at this whole sector, I'm just not quite sold on the bullish confirmation yet. I need more. I want to see more from it. I want to see the NASDAQ
Yeah.
recover, right? And I think that that's going to be the leading factor of knowing that we're outside of this downward spiral that we've been in. The S&P is doing great, right? But I really want to see the full step out of the downward trend is going to be my eyes being set on what the NASDAQ is doing. Uh, in more news,
Yeah.
we've got the FOMC meeting this Wednesday. How
Woo, go
excited
Powell.
are you
Yay.
about it? I mean, okay, so we should we have another duck race here? Should we have a final year duck race? I don't think so. But is he going to do a 50 basis point or is he going to do a 75 basis point, Fuzz?
I'm kind of leaning 50.
Okay.
I think we've had some interesting data come out. It's been hit or miss lately, which has been very fascinating.
Right.
They could probably get away with the 75, but they are kind of hinting. They hinted to the Wall Street Journal that there might be some slowing down, and then we had that. I wouldn't say it was a leak, but it was a memo or something like that from was it BlackRock, that
Right.
they said that they're expecting pivot language from the Fed. So we'll see how that particularly goes.
Yeah,
So yeah, I'm
there's pivot
either
language,
way.
right? But he was like, all right, listen, how do we still
Yeah,
raise interest rates, but at a slower pace, but not bring the market sky high, right? How do we
right.
stop the market from rebounding the way it has been? I think he stays hawkish, man. That's my
I
theory.
I kind of, because now that I'm thinking about it, like they have said they want to get their target rate above, was it 4? Like what
Yep,
are the
four
so
and a
they want
half.
to get to like 4.5 now. So
Yeah,
so it would be 75 now, 50 next. So
later. Like
later, yeah.
2023, just start with the 50 base point rate hikes, right? Just keep going after
Right.
that. In other news, Elon Musk finally completed his takeover of Twitter.
Thank
And
God.
some are calling for the new futuristic Twitter and Tesla collaboration to be in the works. Listen, I actually happen to believe that Elon Musk could be gearing Twitter to be a place where you can actually go to find the truthful news. I think like that would be is a place where news catalysts are held accountable for their truthfulness. Like
Uh-huh.
that's something I really want to see, right? Like I don't know how they're gonna pull that off. But I think what's even more funny about this deal with Twitter and Elon is that Jack Dorsey out the back door goes and he tells everyone that he's sharing this vision of a decentralized social app called Blue Sky. And he announced that he's seeking beta testers currently at the moment, and that the platform is going to use an authenticated transfer protocol and a federated network run by multiple sites instead of just one. And so I think that that's going to be a huge change in social media, right? And I'm interested to see what Jack Dorsey is going to do. I think really what he wants is for social media uh, to have a centralized place for, or a decentralized place for real news. And that's going to be the key, right? I think that's going to be the winning opportunity for what transpires here, because we got to start holding people accountable, right? The news
Yeah,
stopped being truthful and started being first, right? And so it wasn't about being truthful, it's about who got there first with the news, right? And it
absolutely.
it
Yeah,
didn't matter if it was real or if it was fake. They just had to blurt out some shit. Oh, Fuzz is pregnant with twins. And then it just goes across the headlines, right? And everybody's saying, "Oh,
baby.
we've got the first human man child that's having a man's having a baby." It's Arnold Schwarzenegger all over again from the 90s, right?
Yes.
So nobody wants to have truth anymore. They just want to be first. And so I'm interested to see what actually transpires from this news. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. And yeah, not to steer like political or whatever, it's always been, left versus right. And, everybody has an opinion about everything. There's never, since the 60s, 70s, arguably the 80s,
Right.
uh, that we've had just report the dang news. This is what happened, how it happened, who it happened, and that was it.
Right.
We left. We don't need that commentary shenanigans. So why don't you come listen to the news and come to your own conclusions and go from there. It doesn't have to be
Fed
you
to you.
know fed to you. Yeah, exactly. Where
A shovel.
someone else's opinion just becomes my opinion, and then I'm just going to vomit on
Right.
you if you don't agree with me, and I'm right, you're wrong. I don't care. Boo hoo. Yeah, this. Yeah, I'm not gonna. You're making me go on a rant.
Yeah, you could go forever, right? At this point.
Yeah.
But we've got a little bit of news, right? So we've got our job openings report that's coming out on Tuesday,
Yeah.
which is the key to watch here is a leading indicator for the jobs market, right? And then Wednesday, of course, the FMOC and the announcement of the 75 or 50 basis point rate hike will be then. All eyes on that. Any big earnings coming up that you're watching for next week? And I know we're just, the earnings season isn't over yet, right? We're still in the middle of it.
No.
And so Toyota's reporting on Tuesday. That's one of the ones I
AMD.
see here. What's that?
We got AMD
Oh yeah,
on
AMD.
Tuesday after the
Yeah, yeah,
bell
yeah,
as
yeah.
well. And let's see. I think Etsy might be kind of interesting since I think people have started to maybe go. That one might be interesting, especially we got the holidays coming up. But
Right.
as far as where everybody's spending is going, are we, you know, how are we budgeting, all that kind of good stuff. So that one could be interesting. And then of course you have, DraftKings might be interesting, of course. And then I know a lot of people are going to be watching SoFi just because it's SoFi. I personally won't be playing that one. So yeah, I think AMD is probably my number one.
I have my options on SoFi. So I have $5 calls on SoFi, and I think that sooner or later they're going to have some good news. But it's not, my expiration date isn't until past March of next year.
Yeah, I was about to
So
say those are probably leaps, I imagine.
yeah, they're leaps. I'm waiting for some action there. I'm up on the play currently, but not really ready to take my money yet. I
No,
did,
yeah, especially
but
not
I
that
gotta
long.
let the people know here. Listen, I'm smart. Okay, I'm not an idiot, and I knew when I made my short position on Lululemon that it probably wasn't going to last very long. I took my
Right,
money
right.
and ran. I mean, when the markets were down, I took my little $200 gain. I got the hell out. But I am still short. I'm still short on Lululemon. Hence, doo doo drawers. Eventually, it's going to happen. And when
long
it
long
does
term,
happen,
you're short.
you'll be
Yeah.
like, "Oh shit, I was watching a podcast with Penny Slayer and Fuzz, and Penny Slayer mentioned that this was going to happen." I'm telling you right now, wait, it's going to
Yeah,
happen.
just be patient. You know,
10 years from now, probably, maybe. I don't know. It's going to
yeah, I
happen.
mean, as you know, as far as like right now, you know, the way I view it is the Bulls have done what they need to do right now. They just got to keep it up. And, you know, as long as the structures hold up and,
Right.
you know, my main focus is on the hourly. And as long as the hourly structures hold up, you know, why not? Why not continue to go higher? But, you know, as you can see, that earnings season hasn't really affected things too much. You know, they've had their days or whatever. But I think the narrative, of course, stays the same. You know, how is inflation going to progress or digress? And how is the Fed going to continue to put pressure on those aspects? How are we going to cool the economy some, especially with the federal government? Like we've talked about plenty of times, you know, the federal government's like jobs, 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 and the Fed is like, no.
Right. Yep.
And, you know, just trying to pump the brakes just a little bit just so we can cool out, chill down. We've almost given back a lot of the COVID move already. So,
Yeah, I mean, listen, I think that,
you know, where do we go?
while
Further down.
attentions are towards the large to mid caps and, the dollar also doing very well at this point, I really think we should
Yeah.
put IWM on the radar because usually, right, and this is just history, and I know you can't make, future trades on what the history's done, right? But historically, a strong dollar was more bullish for small caps. And this relationship hasn't really played out very well in the past year or so. But now that things are starting to turn for the large cap and mid caps, maybe there's an opportunity for IWM to kind of sneak in as it's currently outperforming at
It
this
is. Yeah.
point to the rest. So keep that on the radar, guys, for your small caps, all you little penny slayer out there, all your penny slayers out there. Pay attention to the IWM. It's starting to make a move and it's outperforming. So keep that on the radar. And that leads me to
Absolutely.
say, listen, guys, this is going to be my last show for the end of the year. I was blessed enough to be a part of this show. But I tell you what, guys, I'm not going to leave this show without leaving you with two big tidbits for 2023. I'm probably going to take a break into the beginning of the year. I have a lot going on at work. You guys know I work for a publicly traded company in government defense. And so I've got to really concentrate at my job right now. And so I've got to step away here. But there's a possibility that we turn this back up next year as things get cranking, right? But I do
Oh
want
yeah.
to kind of lead you guys into two really big plays that I'm looking for next year that I'm looking to make a position this year on. Two plays. One is Oracle, the other SAP. And the reason why is I think that these two companies are going to be the leaders of fixing America's supply chain issue. Now, let me get into this a little bit, Fuzz, if you're ready. So, I'm going to paint a
Lay it on me.
picture, if you will. And this picture is all about lead time, right? And how do you fix lead time? You're probably asking me, well, Penny Slayer, what the hell is lead time? Well, I'll tell you. When a customer makes a request to purchase a product, then this person who builds the product for that customer goes out to its suppliers and say, "Hey, we need these parts in order to make this customer their product." And so these suppliers, right, they have what's called a lead time, or it's part of the lead time where they get the part, they ship you the part, you take that part, create the product, and give it to the customer. All of that is called lead time. Now, what's happening currently at the moment is that these suppliers' lead times are fluctuating, right? They used to be a couple of years ago, these supply chains were operating at a high efficiency, 94 to 96%. Now we're seeing these big, huge, drastic changes 94%, 86%, 92%, 82%, and it's going in a downward spiral at the moment. And we have no idea how to prepare for something like this, right? It's just a phone call a month away after it's already a problem. So, what SAP and Oracle are doing is giving the opportunity for these suppliers and customers or the product makers to have a connection through software in order to make sure that when you order your supplies, that you're not overstressing your supplier with your order. And that's very important. You want to keep them busy, but not too busy where they fail, right? They'll start working too fast. They'll make the products like shit. They'll come back and you go, well, I wanted you to make this product, but I didn't want you to make it like it was coming out of Hong Kong, right? So, right? I mean, so you're thinking about all of these different suppliers and all these different connections and all these people who are making parts so that they can ship it to you so you can make your product, right? So what's happening now is SAP and Oracle, they're fighting, right? They're fighting for this market right now. And I'll tell you, Oracle is expensive as shit. It's probably one of the most sought after softwares out there. But it's, for the most part, they're a badass company with a badass product, right?
Absolutely.
They are probably the best in the market, but they are extremely overpriced. Okay, maybe they're not overpriced, but they're very expensive. Comparatively, SAP has a tool called Ariba. Now, Ariba is used as a cloud service, and they connect with suppliers and product makers. And so you can use this platform in order to create this product. Now, it's not as robust as Oracle, but it still does the job. So if you're thinking about how America is going to get out of this supply chain problem, it's going to be visibility from the suppliers. And Oracle and SAP are gearing up on the cloud services to make this happen for companies. And I'll tell you right now, my company is now getting on the project of making sure that our suppliers have this product in their server racks. And that is dope. That is cool. That's what I feel is going to lead us into 2023 and 2024 in fixing supply chain issues. So currently at the moment, you know, you've got one of the two that are operating really high right now as far as the stock goes, right? I think it had this huge curve up. It's testing the 200 MA. Don't touch that yet. Wait for that sucker to come back down. Let it get back to reality. Let it, you know, maybe even have a bad earnings call. That's when you want to buy, when you can get it low. Make sure you get it low because it's going to be a winner coming into 2023 and 2024. I promise you. The supply chain issues that we're having, it's fixable, but you got to have these products in place. And there's only two. There's only two. There's only two real ones that you can go get. It's SAP and it's Oracle.
And it's Oracle, yeah.
It's the easiest play, right? Go out there, find your levels, chart your charts, get after it, guys, because this is my play going into the next couple of years.
Yeah, I love that. That's pretty darn good right there. That's some really good analysis. And let's see, is that going to be in your analysis report that you also send out too? Don't you have a little?
I do have a little report that I send out. It's not in that report. This is straight stock dad gold right now that I'm kicking out for you guys.
That was really good. I like it. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Oracle. You know, they've been around for quite a while now. You know, maybe not, you know, it's a software company, so it hasn't been around forever, but you know, maybe since like what, the 70s, give or take.
Right.
And you know, they're a big company and they're American, so that's a plus for me.
Yep.
Yeah, they've been around. They're involved in a lot of stuff, more than you can probably imagine. I mean, if you like dig into some of the stuff that they're in, especially software goes and stuff like that, you'll be kind of blown away. Like, wow, I did not know that they did all that. So
listen, your multi-billion-dollar companies, they're gonna go
they're
out
huge.
They're gonna go out and get Oracle, no doubt, right? That's a good thing. We want our big companies to go get Oracle and buy Oracle and put it in their suppliers, right? It's going to be a big overhead cost, right? Because your suppliers are probably not the ones that are making the most money. It's the guy making the product, right? And so at this point, you got to go, okay, well, listen, I know this is going to be a cost to you, but we got to have, you know, some type of visibility to what your business is doing. And so I don't know what kind of deals are either going to be worked out, but if you're a small time supplier to a big time corporation, it's going to be no problem for these big time corporations to put these Oracle servers in these suppliers to make sure that they have full visibility of their supply chain. And that's the key, right? Is visibility. Being able to go, okay, this supplier is struggling right now. Let's migrate to this other supplier and even out the chain a little bit. It can be fixed. You just have to have the right tools in place. And these two guys, they're going to be winners in 2023 and 2024.
Yeah, that's fantastic. That's pretty gold right there. Please, if you missed that, just go back and listen to it and re-listen to what he had to say about Oracle and SAP. There, that's pretty awesome stuff, and you can like hear, how passionate he is about those plays just in there. So that should be convincing enough that you're spewing the gospel there a little bit.
I
So
work in it. We just had a quarterly business review at work, right? And I got to be able to, sit in on these meetings, and we get to listen to all the projects that are happening, right? And we go,
right,
we are struggling, right? Because our suppliers are having a really rough time, which in turn makes us have a really rough time, right? And we're just all trying to figure out how to fix it. SAP. We went SAP. We didn't go Oracle because it would have cost, hundreds of millions of dollars. We're just not there yet. Listen, if we win this Flare project where we get $100 billion, maybe we think about Oracle, but we got probably more bigger fish to fry at that point. But I assume, we're probably going to go the Ariba, the SAP route. And
Sure.
we're going to, make sure that our suppliers have SAP so that we can figure out what's going on with their companies. And so we're just not fishing blind, right? And that's going to be a big
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, I'm kind of, I'm curious to see what the energy sector does going into next year, and of course, everybody's going to be paying attention to how Europe handles the winter months, of course, and the natural gas crisis and all that kind of stuff going on over there. So I'm going to be, really focusing in on some of these energy guys, and yeah, I do. Expect to see maybe some big tech come back. That dip on Amazon after their earnings was absolutely
monstrous.
Impeccable. And if you picked up, we had some really good guys out in our Discord group that bought that dip, and they're up magnificently. So I mean that Amazon dip was just outrageous. I mean, Amazon to 80. I mean, sure, yeah, I'll take that. So I imagine those kind of come back up, but it's going to take time. It's not going to be an overnight thing. It's going to take time, and you just got to pick your battles for sure. And we'll take it as they come. But yeah, it'll get better out there for sure.
Speaking of the Discord, guys, I want to plug the Stock Dad store here. Do you have the website up? You can banner it.
Yeah.
Discord. Hey, listen, guys. We all know what season is coming, right? It's hoodie season. Hoodie season is among us. The ladies are gonna start stealing our hoodies. They've got some good ones out there in the store. Go get you some.
Sure. Get you a Fuzz hoodie.
I'm sitting in bed, right, and I'm ordering my hoodie, right. I'm getting the the coffee mug with the thing. And,
yeah.
And Jessica goes, "What do you got there?" And I go, "I'm ordering a hoodie." She goes, "Do they have one for women?" And I go, "All hoodies are for women. You can just get a regular hoodie. You steal mine all the time, right? Don't play coy with me, right?" So she's like, "Oh, can I just borrow yours? Like when you buy it, can I like it because it has a coffee mug on it?" I go, "No, you can't have mine. I'm married to you, but you can't just have everything that I have." So I had to buy her one too. So now we got two coming.
Heck to the house. Yeah. You can get a Fuzz hoodie. It's always cool.
Fuzz hoodie.
Yeah, man, get a Fuzz hoodie. My wife really likes the Lawn and Order one because she's big into the crime series and stuff like that. So she got a good chuckle out of that one.
I better not piss off my wife, bro, because I know that she knows how to get rid of my body and not get caught.
100. Yeah,
it's what she goes to sleep to. I wake up with like Unsolved Mysteries guy voice like in my head telling a story every night. I can't take this shit.
Yeah. And then they'll watch it. Oh, this person's so stupid. Why wouldn't you do it? And you're like, what's wrong with you?
Do you want anything to drink while I'm up? Like,
right. Yeah. I'm going to go out to the car.
It's like midnight. I'm going to go mow the grass. I know you wanted me to pick up dog shit yesterday. So.
Right.
All right, guys. Yeah. Well, that about does it for the show. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Thank you for joining for us for our last show. Go Astros. No recession. Get out of here, Phillies. We don't need that shit. Fuzz, thank you so much for having me for these episodes, man. I really love spending time with you, man, and doing this. And hopefully we can pick this up again next year. But I will be trading live with you in the Discord as usual, my man. So everybody have a good night or have a good morning. We'll talk to you guys soon. We'll see you all in the Discord. Hit that
See y'all.
like button and
Let me
subscribe.
Yeah, let me shout out real quick. If you haven't done so, the Discord prices are going up, so be sure to check that out. Make sure you get in before those rates go up on you. But yeah, we just got too much quality coming in, and it's just amazing what we got going. So be sure to check that out. You do get grandfathered in if you do come in with
Hell
the
yeah.
current prices. So be
What's
sure
it
to
now?
lock that in.
It's like $75 or something like that now, right? It's cheap.
Yeah, and it's going up to like 95, I think. You can check it out on the
Wow.
website.
Yeah.
But we also do a weekly option now, which I think is really cool.
Okay.
So definitely give that a good look before in case you don't want to do a long term, you can do like a week or two and get your feet wet to see what all we do offer, which is literally everything. And yeah, we got that going on. And as far as the live sessions, we'll keep doing those, of course. And on Sundays, I'll be doing some live sessions on Sundays, of course. And then we'll see about getting the next season of the Stocks and Sandals podcast down the line after we take a breather and all that kind of good stuff. But yeah, it's been a joy hanging out with you this season, and I appreciate your time and commitment to the Stock Dads. And yeah, I can't wait to see what's going on. Have you back in the of course we'll have you in the live trading sessions whenever you want to pop in. So
Hell yeah. All right, guys. I love y'all, man. Y'all have a good one.
see you guys.
See ya.